welcome back to another episode of The Natty Teacher. I'm your host, who else but the Natty Teacher. Today's lesson in our summer school series is our Pull A workout. So our first pull workout of the week. We got back, we got rear delts, we got some biceps, and then later on today, midday, we will have our calf work and cardio. Don't forget to train calves and cardio, man. Do both of them. Come on. Now, the back portion of our workout today is absolutely more tailored towards the lats, while the back portion of our Pull B workout later on this week, on Thursday, is more tailored towards things like the traps and the rhomboids, upper back, all that kind of stuff. Okay, bringing in more of the thickness and detail of the back. Not to say that this workout is not going to help the thickness, of course it will. Okay. I did want to give a quick shout out though, real quick. Just to my followers here. Hey, I see you, man. We crossed the threshold of 400 subscribers as of, at least when I checked this morning. We were a few over 400. Dude, it's awesome. It's so cool for me. You know, I love posting this daily content, whether I still had 10 subscribers or, you know, now over 400. I can't believe it. I really can't. I think it's awesome. So super cool stuff. I appreciate y'all for subscribing and definitely getting, like I said, more comments on the videos. I appreciate the comments and the feedback, and the ideas and all that. Please make sure to leave those types of comments below. If you have a video idea or if you have things that you want to see on this channel, you might not feel like you'll get heard. I promise you, you will. If you look at my previous videos, I make sure to check all my comments, and read them when I have the time, of course, usually when I'm doing cardio or, in the evening, whatever, when the day's kind of slowed down. So I always take a look. So if you have ideas, leave them in the comments below. Again, I really, truly, I just wanted to give a quick shout out. I know it's, we're still early on in the channel, only a little over 2 months in, but it's just awesome how much this thing has grown already. So again, I appreciate y'all for following along on this journey. It's exciting, and it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better. It's the cool thing about this. It's only going to keep moving forward. So, anyways. First exercise on the docket today, we got a good old school lat pull down. Now, I will talk about this in my voiceover most likely, but just a little cue for you. Just try it if you haven't before, okay? Remember, we are bodybuilding. We are weightlifting while bodybuilding, of course, but we are not just weightlifting to lift weights for the purpose of lifting more weight. We are bodybuilding for the purpose of building our bodies, to physically change the appearance of our bodies to make them look how we want them to look, okay? So on the lat pull down, try it. Give it a whirl. Bring the bar down and touch your chest. Okay? Find somewhere comfortable on the chest to touch. Bring the bar down and touch the chest. Just try it. Try it for one workout. Lower the weight a little bit. If you maybe you won't need to. But bring the bar all the way down and see how it feels. Oof. It has changed my life. As far as my back training goes, or at least as far as my lat pull down, training has gone. So anyways, top set of lat pull downs is coming at you right about now. All right, up first, as promised, we got a good old school lat pull down. Now, like I said in my intro, guys, give this a whirl just one time. Do it for me. Do it for me and for yourself, because I promise you're going to dig it. Now, what you'll see here is I am bringing that bar all the way down to the chest. Those elbows are getting driven back, and I am getting a ton of lat activation from this exercise, a ton of stimulus in the lats. Okay, now this is 5 pounds heavier than last week. You wouldn't think it'd make that drastic of a difference because our top set last week was 5 pounds less, but we did a total set of 15. Today we did a top set of 12, and then we did 2 reps to the chin. So we did like 12 down to the chest, and then one of them I think was just slightly above the chest. But 12, again, roughly to the chest, and then 2 to the chin to get those additional few extra pulls, at the end there. But yeah, this was, it was feeling heavy. But we did 2 working sets at this weight, and then we dropped the weight by, again, roughly 20%, did a back off set, for as many reps as we could. Then some true bent over Smith rows. We added another 10 pounds to this one. This was our top set here. Again, you'll see that I'm driving those elbows in a relatively neutral position back and through the back, pulling that bar to right about the waist or kind of the belly button area. Really trying to get as much stimulus in the lats as possible. We're of course going to get some upper back and traps and rhomboids as well. There's no way to avoid it. Those muscles will be utilized, but with this variation where we're actually truly bent over the weight, we are going to get mainly lats, especially with those elbows too, just driving them through in that more neutral position. So this is our top set here. We did 3 working sets at this weight, keeping the reps in that like 10 to 20 rep range would be ideal. Then some one arm lat pull downs here. Okay, we are trying to drive that arm and that elbow down through the lat. You'll see that I have my left hand on my actual lat here. So really all I'm trying to do here is making sure that my lat is flexing on each one of these reps. It sounds very, simple, but it is. It's a simple little trick you can use to make sure you're getting the most out of a movement like this. Okay, now again, this was my quote unquote newer exercise, even though I've done a variation of this before, just last week in fact, but today I did it seated. Okay, so instead of kneeling on the floor, I did it seated, so the actual cable path is a little bit more straight up and down rather than kind of pulling it like a 45-degree angle. I really liked it. My second set actually is where I connected with my lats, I'd say just a little bit more, especially my left lat, kind of got into a good rhythm there. So I'm going to utilize some of the cues that I had for my second set, that is of course not filmed, next week, and be able to talk about them a little bit more there. But 2 working sets here. Okay, burrito flies. Dude, love these bad boys. What you're gonna see here is that I have the actual handles kind of aligned with my chin. So the seat is pretty low. I'm resting my chin right on the top of the back seat and essentially keeping my chest as well pressed up against this pad, okay? Try to keep the elbows in a relatively flared position, kind of keep the arms as dang near straight as you possibly can. A little bend in the arm ain't gonna be bad, but this was actually my back offs, or excuse me, my second working set. I do 3 working sets at this at a top weight. Top set was 21 reps. This is, I believe, 16, and then we did a following set of 13 there. Sorry if my voice sounds a little weird, by the way. I'm trying to keep it quiet. I am in our little end room. My daughter's taking an early morning nap here, so I figured I would try to get all my editing and all that done. So if I sound a little weird or echoey, that is why. But 3 working sets here. This one I did do double speed, so no, I'm not going this fast, but we're doing some good old dumbbell hammer curls here. Okay, again, trying to keep those reps a little bit higher, and then we're actually holding and squeezing the dumbbell when we bring it up. Okay, so hopefully you can still see that while it's sped up. We are trying to essentially hold, so we pull up with the bicep and then actually hold the dumbbell in that fully contracted position for 1 to 2 count. Doesn't have to be a 10-second count or anything like that, but keep the reps high, keep this consistent, and get an awesome pump. This is great for that bicep thickness and also working that brachialis, that upper forearm as well. Okay, so great stuff here. We did 3 working sets here. With biceps, again, guys, you don't need crazy long breaks. I mean, 45 seconds to maybe a minute and a half at the most. I think I was taking just over a minute breaks for these ones all at this weight. So these are the 40-pound dumbbells, keeping the reps, again, a little bit higher, nice and controlled, and getting really the most out of these curls. Felt awesome, man. It really did. So this is a old school exercise, but definitely still one of my favorites. Then, this is obviously, I'd already done the right arm here, but I'm only going to show you the left. One of my favorite bicep builders, the 1-arm cable curl. Feels awesome. The tension here is sweet. I love curling with cables. I love dumbbells too, and like free weight curls and things. So that I will never not do some sort of free weight curling. I just love it. It's just I connect well with it. But I gotta admit, I have really enjoyed putting these 1-arm cable curls in, especially from the floor like this. So again, really make sure that we have that elbow lined up or maybe even slightly behind the side of the body. And then essentially you're just curling that handle up and squeeze at the top. This one is not sped up or anything. This is the actual speed here. So again, keep those reps high, in my opinion. Break, short, 30 to 45 seconds, because you got to remember when you're using one arm, the other arm's resting. So just have enough of a break where you can get a sip of water or your aminos or intra or whatever, and I'd kind of just go back at it. So again, 3 working sets here, keeping those reps nice and high. I would say no less than that 12 to 20 rep range or so for this. But control. use a weight you can control. Pull a session in the books. Another solid one, man. What can I say? Another great workout. Felt good, felt strong. Again, just kind of slowly climbing up in weight while also trying to maintain as good a technique as possible. That's always the goal. You know, I think right now the workout I did this week, I probably will utilize those same weights again for most of the exercises. Some of them I will go up. But there were a few exercises I do want to clean up a little bit. And so I'll, you just use them next week. You know, you don't always have to add. If you were adding 5 pounds to your lifts every week, man, I'll tell you what, you'd be, you know, at a 1,000-pound bench press at some point, you know what I mean, and a 2,000-pound squat, and, you know, after years and years of training, if you're adding 5 pounds every week, you know, it's just, you know, it's one of those things that you gotta work with certain weights sometimes to push through them. So I do feel like I'm at that point now, a month post-show, where my strength is not really plateauing. I don't want to say that like a full-blown plateau, but it is starting to, like, that initial, like those big jumps I was making, I feel like they are slowing down a tad, put it that way. Okay, that's a good way to think about it. So, but still moving forward, so that's great. Anyways, tomorrow, tune in. We have our quad day, our leg A day. So again, a bunch of knee flexion based movements to sound all scientific and cool and such. Make it sound like I know what I'm talking about, even though I just love working out. So I kind of ride in the middle of the science based and ego based lifting. I like to ride right in the middle of that. Okay. So yeah, squats, hack squats, leg press, leg extensions, calves, primarily quad based movements based on where we place the feet and what have you. So yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It'll be a doozy, but gonna be a good one. All I have left for the day today, I do have some body weight calf work to do when my daughter's taking a nap, and my half-hour of cardio, and then just eating food, man. Eating food and resting and recovering and going from there. So we are chin-chilling for the rest of the day, and yeah, that's kind of about it. So again, I appreciate all the support, guys. Make sure you like and share the video. Drop a comment if you'd like with any kind of feedback or constructive criticism or really anything. And if you have not already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all again. We're already over 400 subscribers. It's awesome. It baffles me. I can't believe it. I really can. It's such a cool thing for me. So I would post these videos if I had 2 subscribers, but you know, to actually have I would consider a lot of subscribers. That's really cool. So it's super motivating for me to keep pumping out daily content. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification button so I am at the top of your feed and we can see each other every day. But for today, I'm the Natty Teacher, and this summer school lesson is out. I will catch y'all tomorrow.